Well, from Nordic walking in England to bungee jumping in Aotearoa, our next guests are on an epic adventure.
Que tal se você chamasse a sua família?
50 viikon aikana 50.
Since October, health and fitness personalities Paul and Jacqui Brown, along with their 9-year-old son Ben, have been traveling around the world promoting sports and healthy lifestyles.
Well, first of all, what is behind this whole challenge? What are you doing it for?
Well, Carl, it's pretty simple. Jacqui and I have been in the health club industry all of our lives. You know, we love fitness, we love exercise, and we love sports. And over the last 30 or so years, we've seen a massive decline in activity levels in our kids. You've only got to look around and see how much time they spend playing on their computer screens, watching videos and the like. And there's a lack of balance there. Obesity has doubled in the last 10 years. It is going to double again in the next 7. And everywhere we go, we're going to visit schools and talk to kids and basically say, look, just find something, get some type of activity in your lives. We figured if we could prove to the world that we can find 50 different sports to do in 50 weeks, then surely every family out there can find at least one sport that they could do on a regular basis.
Sports in 50 weeks brings us to Banff in Alberta, Canada. We're here for the MEC Ice Climbing Festival, and then we're heading out into the Rockies to climb up some frozen waterfalls, because this is Ice Climbing Week. So now we're about to get kitted out with our ice climbing equipment for the first time. Jason from Petzl is going to get us organised with all the screws, the harnesses, everything we need. This is our first introduction to all this kit, so we better pay very close attention. Over to you, my friend.
All right, nice. So yeah, just come on in a little bit, you guys. And the first thing that we're going to look at is getting you guys set up with the harness, right? So the harness is going to be what you're wearing and what you're attached to with the rope, right? So, you know, this is a super important piece of equipment, right? So just to kind of talk about a few parts of the harness so you kind of know the terminology, right? So there's a big, you know, piece at the top that has these little loops, and that's the waist belt, right? So that's going to go around your waist, obviously. And then there's smaller loops at the bottom that are the leg loops, okay? And they're connected by this really small loop here, and this is called the belay loop, okay? And this will all make a little more sense, like when you actually get onto the wall. The first part is you want to make sure that there's no twists. So I'm going to hold this. What's this called again? Belay loop. Yeah, totally. I'm going to hold that and just make sure there's no, you know, no twists or anything. And then it's pretty easy. It's just like a pair of pants. Right, so left twist, right foot, and then I'm going to pull the leg loops up nice and high, and then the waist belt, it has to sit on top of the hip bone, okay? And the big reason for that is so that the harness stays on, even if you kind of go a little bit of a weird way when you're hanging out, right? And so the next thing is, you know, I got to get it tight enough, right? So how tight is tight enough? If I can slide my hand through and make a fist and then I can't pull it out again, then that's good. Okay, so not quite as tight, right? And so once I'm set up, you know, every time you put your harness on, like at the start of the day, you should check it, right? Because it's super important. And then before you climb, you'll check it again, right? So what I'm checking for is that it's snug enough, okay? Leg loops are good. And there's no twists or anything like that. And everything's kind of centered, right? So these are, you know, equidistant, and the belay loops in the center. And that's pretty much it. It's ready to go. Cool. Cool? All right. What I do is when I'm walking around with them, I hold them like this, right? Because you're less likely to kind of, you know, so if you hold them like that, you know, you don't have to worry too much.
Great, my forearms are pumping.
Oh, Ben, tell us, how was it?
Hard.
It is hard work, but it's a lot of fun. you know, those of us who don't necessarily enjoy heights naturally always challenge ourselves in these situations, but that was pretty cool. I was very proud to have my son up there with us.
That's good. That's good.
Where is he?
50 sports in 50 weeks is a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. We've had years of planning, but still while we're on the road, there are logistics to sort out. Right now, I'm downloading a very important email that allows us to go ice climbing in the national parks of Canada. We needed a permit and we needed insurance, and it's all been a bit last minute, but you know what? People pull together and make it happen. We're going to get the world off the couch one sport at a time, but not without help.
This is majestic.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, you picked a great spot, Jen.
Yeah. Wow.
And the lighting you've organised is amazing.
Yes, if someone's climbing, that's where all these ice chunks came from.
Gotcha.
Okay, so always look up when you come close to the wall. Overhead hazard is sort of a new thing for non-climbers to think about. And the teeth are really sharp, so they bite.
Oh, wow.
And then I can open up this little handle and wow, put it in.
Hey, we're making a drink.
Yeah, where are the cocktails? If you needed, for some reason, I could hang my body weight off of that. Wow. No problem. I put your finger and thumb on the blue thing, pull it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what.
YMCA.
The other thing that's really important now is just to use our wrists. So let's just, what we're gonna do is just try using our wrists. Oh, yeah, no elbows, no shoulders, just wrists. Pick one spot and just, like a woodpecker, use your wrist flick just to flick the pick just in the same spot over and over and over. The other thing that I'm doing is you see that my arms are more or less straight, my knees are bent, and my butt is low, as opposed to the opposite. Bent arms, straight legs, high butt, okay? So I want this, and this is what we call the monkey hang. This allows you to have lots of space between you and the ice, and to see exactly where you're putting your feet, okay? And you're looking to put your feet on small little edges and things. Okay, now you're gonna front point, yeah. Good, yeah, good monkeying.
really enjoyed experiencing ice climbing here in Canada.
Yeah.
Now, it's not the only sport you do, is it? This is more of a lifestyle for you, more of a way of life for keeping fit.
Yeah, I love climbing all year round, all different types of climbing. Yeah.
Why? What is it about climbing that attracts you?
I think that you get into wilderness, you get to see amazing things that you wouldn't see otherwise, and you get to travel and meet people who also share the love of your sport.
We're sitting here in a very comfortable lodge having a nice drink,
Yeah.
beautiful couch. You're out in the outdoors, it's cold, it's rugged, it's dangerous. Is that a place for a girl?
That's a good one. I think that you only really appreciate the couch once you've been outside and been cold. I don't think if this is all you experience, you'd really appreciate it the way you do after you've been outside.